How's it going, team? Welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to entertain you or to maybe teach you a thing or two. I hope you have a smile on your face, and if that's the case, you know what to do. Pass that on, make someone else feel as good as you are. I am joined by this 2009 BMW 128i, chassis code E82. Now, I don't see a lot of E82 videos posted. Usually people are talking about the E90, E91, E92. So today I'm going to show you step by step how to do a serpentine belt replacement on my girlfriend's BMW. Since I'm only replacing the serpentine belt, the tools are really simple. All you need is a T60 and a breaker bar. Now, if you're doing the pulley and the tensioner, you're gonna need more tools, and it'll just be like one more step, but otherwise, this is all you need. Start by popping the hood, revealing the lovely N52 engine, straight 6, 3.0 liter, pushing about 230 horses when new, and about 200 foot-pound of torque. Definitely a great engine. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna locate where the actual tensioner pulley is, because that's what we're gonna work on right now. The tensioner pulley is easily found underneath of your oil filter housing. That is the bad boy right there. That's what gives tension to your serpentine belt. Now, pro tip, when you're doing this job, just make sure that your car is cold, that the engine is cold, because if the engine is hot, you have a coolant hose right there. And if you touch your hand to that, yeah, you might need an ice pack. One thing to note, I've seen plenty of videos recommending that you remove this. I don't think that's necessarily the case. This duct is fine where it is. We have plenty of room for activities in here, unless you are planning on replacing your tensioner as well. Then go ahead and remove it. Otherwise, since we're just doing the belt, this is gonna stay where it is. But if you're afraid of hitting this with your tools and maybe breaking it or something, I mean, we all know that BMW plastic is known for spontaneously exploding at random, then please do so by removing 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. They are Torx screws, and then it just comes off from here. Start by placing your T60 firmly in there. You want to make sure that it goes in all the way. Okay. Then you're going to grab your breaker bar and attach that. All right, now this is a two-handed operation. With one hand, probably your dominant hand, you're going to grab your breaker bar and you're going to rotate it clockwise. And you're gonna do that until you see the bottom pulley start to move the opposite way, which will take pressure off of the belt. And you'll see all of this happening as you're doing this. So you twist, you see that release the pressure, and then with the other hand, while you're holding onto the breaker bar, you're gonna pull the belt out. Now, once you have it off of one of the pulleys, you can actually let go of the breaker bar and detach it, because the belt will already be off. This is the belt that I'm installing. It's a Continental. Part number 6PK1990. You are free to use whatever belt you want. If it makes you feel warm and fuzzy, please go ahead and get the BMW belt directly from the dealership. A good habit to get into before replacing any belt is to make sure that they are the same length. So put them side to side and make sure they're exactly the same. Now that we know which way the belt goes, it's time to start snaking it in here. Take your time and make sure that you get it right, that you get it centered on the pulleys. If you routed the belt correctly, you will be left with a loop as you see here. This loop is coming from the crankshaft pulley and the AC compressor pulley, and this is ready to go over the tensioner pulley right here. So the next thing you're gonna do is, once again, grab your T60, attach your breaker bar, and it's going to be the same operation as before. With one hand you're going to pull clockwise, and with the other you're gonna grab that loop that I showed you before. So you're gonna grab your belt and slip it right over that tensioner pulley. If by chance you happen to see that the belt is not centered on any of the pulleys, feel free to grab your breaker bar again, attach it, and relieve that pressure. Move the belt around until you get it perfectly centered. It pays to double and triple check your work before you ever start the car, so make sure that you do that on every single pulley. Now, as a little side note, you don't need to torque anything back to spec. We didn't undo anything, and we did not replace the tensioner pulley. And a tensioner is a simple mechanism with a point, let's say 0.1 and 0.2. When it's kind of like an on-off switch, when it's at 1, it's going to be tight. When it's at 2, it's loose. But then when you let it go, it goes back to position 1, and it is as tight as it originally was. So once you have the belt centered, all you gotta do now is start the car. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, I'll see you on the next video.